Why is the Secretary of State of Indiana sending the Trump administration all the information on registered voters? Hi, my name is Stevie. Karl Rove is the devil, and so is Paul Betancourt. And I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on here. I'm an election judge here in Texas, and I know a lot of different voter stuff. I've looked into stuff all over in multiple states for a variety of reasons. This is Diego Morales. Diego is a Trumper, and he was elected Secretary of State of Indiana. And Diego seems problematic as fuck. And as a FYI, the federal government doesn't tamper with or have access to voter data. That's not a thing. Elections are run by state and by county, and they house all that stuff. Even when, like prior to like 2021, when they went crazy and states were working together with software to say, hey, let's double check our voter data to make sure we don't have, duplicated voters anywhere, and so that they can more easily identify voter fraud. Even though all the Republicans pulled out of that because, of course. But even then, even in that instance, that is itself is not managed by the federal government. That is an agreement that the states come to utilize the same software. Again, so that voter data is separate, elections are separate, everything is separate and secure because everybody runs everything their own way. That is a good thing. It protects us from ever having to worry about, is the federal government digging around in our elections? So the fact that the federal government is asking for all of this voter data is alarming to me. And this is the first I've heard about it. And I realize with everything going on, as I always say, everything's happening all at the same time. What the fuck? And I Googled it, and it looks like the Brennan Center, who I trust immensely, has documented this. They've written about it a couple of days ago. It says they requested information from 33 states. The Civil Rights Division. Questions about list maintenance procedures. They're requesting information not only about voters, but also about election administrators, election workers. This is concerning to me. And in 2025, I have zero faith in the federal government. This is me telling people you should be alarmed. This is not a good thing. And then the last part of this publication, they say that the criminal division has requested information from 8 states and request a meeting to discuss an information sharing agreement. What? And then it says that a DOJ official and an intermediary who claims to work on behalf of the administration have sought access to voting equipment in Missouri and Colorado. Again, the federal government does not tamper with election equipment in individual states. That's really not a thing. That's not a thing. Again, typically in the state's authorities will come and do whatever investigation they typically need to do. I mean, even in the event where let's say there was an election and maybe, I don't know if this has even ever happened to where the federal government needs to come in and investigate equipment. Even still, that would be a situation would happen and occur and prompt them to get involved. Nothing has happened. We don't have an election until next year. And you combine that with the chaos that's been going on last week, I'm concerned. I'm sure they're concerned, but they're not going to alarm you because what is that going to help right now? We got all kinds of shit going on. I'm alarmed. I'm concerned. Everyone should be alarmed and concerned about what the fuck is going on. I've always told people, you don't have to be concerned. You need to worry about your state. And it looks like that guardrail is slowly slipping away, and we have a fucking problem. And Diego Morales is problematic. I read a couple articles about him. Apparently, he took an international trip to fucking Hungary. Hello? I've tried to remake this 18 times. I'm not on TikTok for followers to be a content creator. I'm not a content creator. I'm not interested in TikTok. I am not a photo person, not a video person. I am 43 years old, and this is not what I enjoy doing. But I chose to do it because I wanted to get information out to my fellow Houstonians and Harris County residents to alert them to the things that the GOP is doing with the media to try and mislead them and to get them to vote against the people that are not criminals, the people that are not beholden to Trump. The Texas GOP needs Houston and Harris County back really bad for their donors. And in turn, Trump really needs Texas. It's all connected. So the Brennan Center has reported on this. Democracy Docket has reported on it. And again, all this is very recent within the last week or so. And as we all know, there is stuff going on everywhere all the time right now. Please, Texans need to get engaged. We have a chance to turn this around for everyone, but we have to get engaged with each other. Share my Substack, read it. We need to do something big to change the vibe in the state in November. We can't wait till 2026. And then in 2026, we need to make things happen because the guardrails on this motherfucker are dissolving right now. Right now.